What's going on, guys? TG here, back with another video, and today we did something insane. We sold an Amazon put. Now I know what you're thinking, TG, how in the world did you sell an Amazon put when Amazon stock cost about $3,000 a share, which would mean you would need $300,000 of collateral to sell a put? Well, I did something. I, as you guys know, transferred accounts over from Robinhood to E-Trade, and with E-Trade, I have a lot more leverage than I did on Robinhood. Robinhood, you could not sell naked puts. You were limited to level 3 options only, which are cash secured puts. On E-Trade, I could sell naked puts, and I can get that at a percentage of what you're actually putting up in collateral. So if I sold for example, I'll give you guys the exact example I did. I sold an Amazon put for $2,500 strike price for June of 2022. All right, if we go ahead and look at this trade right here, we can clearly see that my max profit is $16,450 and my max loss is $233,550. So my risk to reward obviously is not much, but when we look at the fact that Amazon is sitting at $31.35 and I'm selling a put for $2,500, it's extremely far out of the money. It's over 600 points out of the money. And this is what all they would allow me to do. They did not let me do one at 3,000. I tried to do that. They would not let me, but they did allow me to do this one. I did have to close out some of my credit spreads, but I got paid $16,450 for that. So that's pretty awesome. And as you guys can clearly see, as long as it just, doesn't drop 600 points by next summer, we'll make $16,450 on that. Now, how I got this and how I did this was a little bit difficult, but here's how it works. Essentially, if you go over to E-Trade, you actually have a chance to look at your margin calculator. So right here is all of my positions. You can clearly see the requirements for some of these. I need $1,250. For my Amazon, I need $89,000. For some of these credit spreads, just 1,000, 2,000, 1,000. So the credit spreads, you don't have any leeway on. You don't get any margin on that because they're just credit spreads. But with this put that I wrote, I do get some. So normally it would cost me $250,000 to sell one put. In this case, I only need $53,330 because I'm only having to use 15% of that. Now, that leverage gives me a big advantage. Okay, I'm able to sell something extremely safe, like an Amazon put for next year at a 2,500 strike price, saying that basically Amazon is not going to drop 20% or 25% in the next year. And if it does, I collect all $16,000 from it. Now, obviously, there is some risk involved if Amazon obviously does go to $2,000 and I basically lose everything. But, the odds of that happening are extremely slim. And this allows me to essentially sell puts at a fraction of the cost. So for instance, I sold today Apple puts as well. 130 strike price for January of 2022 and June of 2022. I got paid $2,200 for this one and $1,800 for that one. And I'm only having to use $5,300 for this one and $4,900 for this one. So obviously a lot less than $13,000. So it's like I said, essentially it's giving me more leverage to sell these options. Now, I'm a little upset because I had to close out some of my BABAs and I did not want to do that because I wanted to sell a put on BABA, but I can't right now because BABA went up today, as you guys know. So I closed out a couple of the credit spreads to free up some collateral. We can still make a couple $1,000s from BABA, which is nice because we have about $6,000 worth of put credit spreads on BABA. But I do want to be able to sell an actual put on that. But of course, BABA is a $250 stock almost, so that's $25,000. Percentage-wise of that is about 30%. So it's a little bit difficult, but essentially what I'm using is I'm using leverage to make money. So if all goes according to plan and we look at the credit spreads and the puts that we have, we can calculate how much we could actually make on this trade. So for the April 2021s, you see stuff like this right here. It's going to stay above 122. You can get about $3,000 out of that. This one, you can get about $2,000 out of that. Subtracting it, obviously you get the difference of the two. So in this case, you can get about $400 from this one, and you can get about $500 from this one. So about $1,000 from these, and then obviously the puts, if they expire worthless next year, we'll get $2,200 from this and $1,800 from this. So right there, we're already at about $4,000. Then we go to Amazon. I'm not going to count these Amazon ones because I don't know what's going to happen as of right now. But let's go for the longer term ones, which are down here. So we have the $2,800 one right here. You can get another $1,000, about $1,400 out of this. So now we're at about $5,500. And then we can get about $11,000 out of this. So we're at about $17,000. And then we have this one, which is another $15,000. So we're already at about $32,000 already. Go to Baba. We got another $1,000 from this. $32,000, $33,000, about $33,500 from this. You go to Facebook. About another $1,000 at least as well, about $1,500 from that, and then PLTR about another $970. So about $36,000 that we will collect as long as these don't crash between NVIDIA. And NVIDIA is about another $1,000 as well, $1,400. So about $37,000 that our account will go up by next year if essentially all of these just don't crash. And if these ones work out as well, okay, we'll make even more, make about $38,000. So that's a really good percent return. That's about a 40% increase of our account, which is obviously really, really good. But like I said, essentially we're using leverage to our advantage and taking advantage of the dips to try to, make a really good profit on this. So like I said, you can use the margin calculator, which is pretty cool, and you can kind of see what you can do with that. So for instance, if I go over here and I'm like, all right, how much collateral could I free up if, I close out all of my apples? So we go down here, we close out every single one of our Apple trades, and you can go over here to add to the calculator, and you can see, okay, if I close out all of these, it'll cost me $5,800. And let's see how much that would change my buying power. Okay, so now my buying power goes from 4,000 to 31,000. So obviously a pretty significant increase. And then you could check, okay, if I close that out and let's say I want to sell a put on something now. So if I wanted to sell that BABA put that I wanted to, we go over here to BABA, go to sell to open, do one put, you pick your strike price. We'll do June of 2022, and you can click. Let's see, like, all right, can I do that? Yes, I can, and I'll still have 15,000 left over in buying power, and you'll get $4,000 for that. But if you're like, all right, maybe let's see if I can do two of them. You calculate that. Let's see. Oh no, so it does not work because you'd have a margin call of $4,500. So you can kind of play around with this. I had to play around with this for about 2 hours to find out all the positions I had to close out to see which one would work. But it's a really, really cool tool that you can do. And like I said, you can just use that and essentially find out what you would have to close out and, your margin purchasing calculator and all that. It's really, really cool, and it's helped me a lot. So I still obviously have my credit spreads on Amazon. I just don't have as many. I had 27 and now I have 12. So obviously significantly less, but I can still make $10,000 from it, or $11,500 from it, as long as it stays above 3,000. And then obviously I'll make the 16,500 if it stays above 2,500 by next year. So good chances of profit, extremely high chances of profit, and a pretty good percent return as well. We'll be beating the S&P pretty significantly if all goes according to plan. We're taking advantage of beating down stocks like Apple and Amazon. We just want to be able to get into BABA, so we're going to try to figure out a way to do that. But like I said, I really want to do that. I really want to get into BABA because I really, really like Alibaba. So that's the goal, is to do that. But yeah, we're just going to have to see what happens with that. But essentially, that's what I'm trying to do. That's the whole goal right now. And we're gonna play it safe and see what we can do. But right now, that's my portfolio. This is what I got going on. You can see how much you can theoretically make from all this, and it's pretty cool as well. I mean, you talk about some of the put credit spreads. You're seeing how you do with these things. You can go ahead and actually analyze it, in the chart here. I don't know why it's saying 0. That's obviously not accurate, but you can just play around with it and see how much you're risking. All right, my max loss is 24,000 on this. My break even is 3,000. Play around with it a little bit, see what you can do. And yeah, it's just pretty interesting, guys. So hope you guys enjoyed that. Hope you guys got something out of that. But you know, like I said, just make sure you like and subscribe and enjoy these videos, and let me know what your guys thoughts are on this exact strategy. But yeah, guys, anyways, have an amazing day, and yeah, just let me know. I'm curious to know. So have a wonderful day, guys, and I'll talk to you guys next video. Bye bye.